Alright, peeps, we're here for the Kubera spin-offs. Yes, that's right, we're doing them, we're starting them right now, this week, and, well, until we finish them all. Because I'm not going to stop reading Kubera for no reason. So, let's just hop right into it. In this world, there is no such thing as absolute beauty. And there can be one that doesn't find it attractive. But that creature seemed to be an exception to this. What was her name? The Yaksha king that raised Utah. I can't remember. Shuri, there we are, Shuri. This fox, with a heart chillingly bright and ardent, would light up every step of her way, catching everyone's eyes, longing for love, and belonging for her love. Her scarlet eyes had the power to captivate others to an extent beyond the explicable, and those mesmerized by her would become oblivious of their lovers or mates, and look up to her as the most beautiful, as the most sublime beauty, and praise her as their ultimate idol. Sublime, interesting. Interesting choice of words, because sublime is something that is simultaneously really, really good, but also conversely really, really bad. The very brutish way of explaining sublime, but sublime is not exclusively positive. It is a positive descriptor, however, it also comes with a back end. But interesting description there. Even some Nastika would address her with formality due to her dominating beauty. And while this extreme awe among others struck some as odd, this young creature's thoughts fell short of realizing anything as alarming. She just enjoyed and was satisfied being everyone's idol, and regarded everything as the pure result of her charms. She felt like a day wasn't enough time to reciprocate all of her followers, and obviously enough, she couldn't care less about any old couple pitying her from afar. Season 3, Spin-off 10, The Black Bear and Red Fox. Did you hear about how the union of the first and second in command is a no-go for the Godhava clan?
Yeah, I heard the Godhava vehemently rejected Makara.
So now the only clans that have their first and second in command united are Garuda and Alsara.
But they are refusing what would be the best combination. I just don't get it. But aren't the Godhava still better off than us? I mean, Godhava might have rejected Makara, but he still mates with others in high ranks, whereas our king...
I don't know anymore. Hey, Miss Red Fox, are you really okay with this?
With what?
You're the second in command, not to mention how attractive you are. I'm asking if you're okay with seeing some other bummer stuck to the king calling herself his lifetime mate.
And a weakling that's not even of high rank at that. Are you angry that someone like that is taking your place, Shuri? What are you all saying? Why is that my place?
Well, it's for the better of our clan that is superior.
Since you're the most attractive one, you'd be better suited to be the king's mate. I don't really mind. I guess they'll break up once they get bored of each other.
It's hard to say. The way I see it, those two are somewhat different. Unlike us, they're not in a fun-driven relationship or focused on mating per se. If you leave them be, you'll never get to see your turn.
Hey, I've never waited in line for my turn in the first place. You hear?
You never bluntly seduced him, but you always looked at him with flirty eyes.
Just what have you been taking me for?
So you never really had feeling toward that old man.
I told you already, a boring gram like him. I'd give him a hard pass even if he came to me first. King Yaksha is quite dull. I can see how you might not be your type.
You sure you're not just pretending not to want him because you can't have him anyway?
I suggest you think before you talk next time.
Shut it. When she got tired of her followers, the fox returned to a human and blended into their society. I know the pink bubbles are going to be Shuri, but I don't care. His transformation was her specialty. Nearly no one could tell it was her, except for a few Nastika with superb intuition. But since none of the Nastika hiding in the human realm wanted anything to do with each other, the unspoken rule among them was to pretend like they didn't see each other and leave them be. But it was different that day. Seeing how the king's mate was exposing her Sura form among humans, she could not disregard and just walk away.
Jambavana, what are you doing there? Someone was sick, so I...
Jambavana, Yaksha clan Nastika.
Are you kidding me? Come with me now. Make sure the person takes the medicine I gave you. Then the illness will go away. What were you thinking? Being out here all by yourself without the king's company? The world's full of entities that are stronger than you. What would you do if something happened to you while... But Yaksha doesn't like me doing these things. What? Why'd Yaksha not like for you to help humans? There are things that cannot be cured with my regeneration transcendental skill. For a congenital condition, for instance, I need to make medicine out of my body. The human who takes that medicine can live a healthy life for as long as I don't regenerate my wound. Are you telling me you're giving off bits and pieces of your body to humans? Are you nuts?
And now all of a sudden it makes sense why Yaksha cares so for humans. Why Yaksha is such a caring king. I think I see where this is going.
Not just Yaksha, but anyone else would oppose you. I've been doing this since the beginning of time. Then, the reason why you've gotten so weak is... I should have known better. I didn't care to address me formally for a mid-ranking Nastika, and how you've always been next to the king since the beginning. Tell me the truth. You used to be the second in command, right? That's not important. Sure it is! Retrieve what you've given to humans right now. Regain your power as second in command. Don't get chewed out by others. Hold your head up and stand tall as the king's proud mate. You're not just a childish fox anymore. My dear Shuri's grown up so much. Are you listening to me at all?
Cute. This is very cute. But also, surely most of the humans you've given parts of your body to have died, right? So surely you could regenerate those wounds, right? Or if the humans die of old age, you know, naturally, can you not regenerate that part of your body anymore?
I'd still be happy if tearing my body could only save one person. But thankfully, this body of mine is exceptionally useful as medicine. Even if I were to save millions by sharing bits of it of me, I'd still be able to talk and laugh with you in this exact shape of mine. Isn't it amazing? A body as useful as this one. It has to be a blessing from God Brahma.
If God Brahma does anything, it's never good.
You just said exactly as Yaksha did.
The fox thought it was impossible for her to convince this foolish bear otherwise. What more could she do when even the condescending grandpa couldn't convince her? The matter didn't seem to be that urgent anyway, since she could regain all her power as soon as she decided to regenerate her body. And she didn't want to interfere and take away the joy from this former second-in-command.
I don't know any of this. You're on your own. After all, you're not the only one who's got secret fun in the human realm. If doing that makes you so happy, I won't blab about it and keep it to myself. Thank you, I really appreciate it, dear Shiri.
And some time has passed. I'm so bored out of my mind.
Get your foot off of me.
It's called a hand.
But it is oddly quiet today. I don't even see the ones that check in daily.
Was it today that they were going to start that thing?
Start the thing? What thing?
You know, the grand sidekick that calls herself his mate? They were saying she was a burden to the entire clan, that they'd resolve the issue soon.
Resolve? What's that supposed to mean?
They're in love with each other, and the king doesn't want anyone else. How would another resolve that? Oh, that was Shuri saying that. By killing the mate? It's not like she's always next to Gramps, and everyone knows how she goes around by herself, doing some hobby of hers. If they ambush her at the right time, then boom! She'd be done as simple as that. Sorry, just work notification. Her old man isn't the type to annihilate his own because of something like this. He'll probably be sad for a while before he gets over it. Yes, they'll lose his trust for the time being, but it's the right thing to do for the future of the clan. I'm telling you, those that stepped up to do this are the ones truly loyal to God!
You bunch of useless lunatics. You'll all die in my hands before Yox ever lays his fingers on you.
I mean, Shuri is the future king. So pissing her off is a bad idea. We'll do this one. And then we'll end. So we'll finish them in blocks. Right? And if they're single, I'll have to go back and check the end of Abyss, because there was a list of all of them. So I'm going to read all of the... If I can do that now. Live. Live scuff. Aha, live. This isn't streamed. I could have streamed this, but I didn't feel like it. Yeah, so there's 2 Black Bear, then there's one I've got an Phantasmagoria, and the End of Finished Magic. So basically... End of a Finished Magic. So basically what we'll do... Today we'll do these. Black Bear and Red Fox. And then next week we'll do the 3 standalones. And then the 2 paired. Then the 3 standalones. And then the 3 paired. In that order. So it'll be a couple of weeks of the spin-offs. It's more convenient for me to record this way. It's not like when I was at university and I had, you know, hours upon hours to record on a whim. The era of 2-hour recordings are long since past. Well, that's not true. I'll likely book myself some time off work. Just to chill out for a bit. I mean, the day I'm recording this, I've got off work because I'm going to a concert, so... You know. Also, I haven't reminded anyone to work out this week. And, you know, you still should. But the reason I haven't is because I'm taking a rest week this week before I increase the intensity of my workouts as of next week. So, you know, just to let you know. If you have been following my advice and working out, doing some exercise, give yourself a break every now and then. Your body will appreciate it. It's good to take a breather from time to time. Just keep that in mind. The king enjoyed taking a nap with his head pillowed on his mate's arm or lap. And sleep wasn't one of their necessities in life. This was nothing more than puzzling behavior in the eyes of others. But to the king, it was the only breath-catching moment in what could be the start of an endless journey through this vast universe. The feeling of gentle caress under the relaxing afternoon sunlight, and softly whispering voice as he drifted off in a languid mood. Those were the moments the king treasured, and he wouldn't trade them for anything. Oh. It was the day he had It was the day he had longest dreamed. It was the day he had the longest dream ever. He'd been so deeply asleep that he didn't even notice his mate was gone. He tried to recall his dream as he cleared his mind up, but he could barely remember anything. It was very long, and it felt like he'd done the same thing over and over again. But still, he couldn't remember anything from the early parts of his dream, except for this one image of his mate that he saw right before he woke up.
There might be a day when you need to shed blood on these hands, but that day isn't today, Yaksha. Don't commit any sin for me.
It was such an ominous dream. Where could his mate be? It could just be me putting too much thought into my dream, but maybe I ought to go searching for her. He thought, and as he was about to step out, his clanmates swarmed into his chamber. Every single one of them was in a panic, speaking words that didn't make any sense. Although the king heard his mate's name being called, along with a few other words, he didn't want to associate them with his mate. I must have heard wrong. There's no way. As the king stood there blankly, someone handed him something and told him it was the only thing that remained at the scene. It was his mate's one hand. Season 3, Spin-off 10, The Black Bear and the Red Fox, Volume 2. Shuri and 5 other clanmates were summoned before the king. What happened was, 7 of Shuri's followers conspired together to kill the king's mate. And Shuri stepped in as soon as she could to stop them, but her attempt was in vain. Misled by her clanmate's friendly attitude, Jambavana let her guard down and suffered an instantaneous death under a joint attack. 2 of Shuri's 7 followers couldn't escape Shuri's wrath and got killed on the spot. The remaining 5 were about to face the same fate. Garuda, in response to Hanuman's request to help, came to intervene and captured everyone at the scene alive. How come you didn't come to me first? I swear I thought you'd gone to... I don't know. Was the dream? Did I think that in my dream? I was the closest one in terms of distance. Yaksha, shouldn't you decide on what to do with them first? An image of himself ripping them apart circled his head for a brief moment. Was that his imagination? No. It felt more like deja vu. It feels like I've killed them before. Is this because of the dream I had earlier? The king's rage was repressed, as if something was impeding it from blowing up.
What's there to think about? They killed Jambavana. Is there enough reason to punish them? What's there for you to hesitate? When even I think like this?
To me, it seems a bit suspicious to see you getting all worked up like that.
What?
The ones next to you haven't said a word yet. I think it's better that we hear them out as well.
We're sorry. I'm sorry. Shuri, forgive us.
The bows of apology were directed to the fox instead of the king. It was only then that the fox realized what was truly wrong, but It was too late, and what was done could not be undone. The overwhelming allure that compelled even the Nastika to admire her was now making others put her place before the king's sentiment and harm the king's mate. And even at this moment, despite all that occurred, those followers were lowering their head to her rather than the king. Wait, if you think Shuri was behind all of this, you're completely wrong. She had nothing to do with it. That's Hanuman, I've just realized. We know that much, so don't sweat it. You do? I've always been skeptical of those charms. A second in command that's more glorified than the king. Wrong. I'm not the second in command. She might have grown weaker after sharing bits of her body. But Jambavana was the true second in command. So all of this was a fight without purpose. All is lost. The loyalty to the king. The greater purpose for the clan. Shuri? This is on me. I should have made it clear that Jambavana was our true second in command. It was too naive of me to think nobody would dare lay a hand on the king's mate like this. The same goes for me, for Jambavana and me. So you don't need to blame yourself for it. No! Not me. I can see the same happening repeatedly, regardless of who becomes your new mate. There will always be another moron to repeat the same atrocities for as long as I'm a part of this group. They consider it their mission to make me your mate, and kill all others that stand next to you. If their attempts to kill fail, those who fail will get hurt instead, and this vicious circle of slaughter will go on, until the day I stand next to you. Shuri, that you could become his mate now. Ah, that's a brilliant idea. Siri, not Shuri. Siri, go away. I'm not saying Siri, I'm saying Shuri. SMH in my head. You're fucking stupid. Do you have any comprehension? Like, you're so obsessed with Shuri and, like, her position that you're ignoring what she actually wants. Like, Jesus Christ. How foolish can you get? The fox felt sick to her stomach, so that she could no longer bear to breathe the same air as those clanmates. She couldn't tell whether her disgust was towards others, or towards herself, for causing the situation. It's your call, Yaksha. If you tell me to take responsibility and die, I'll do as you say. If you tell me to become your mate, I'll do as you say. But if you decide on none of the above, I'll leave this place. Clearly, this isn't where I belong. No, don't say that. Say something. Stop her! She's leaving! For a long time after the fox left, Hanuman reproached the king for not stopping her. Why couldn't you just let her stay by your side? It's not like she had to be your mate anytime soon. You either turn her down flat and be alone. If you feel that hurt, then why don't you take revenge? You don't want Shuri to be your new mate. You won't go after the ones that killed Jambavana. Seriously, I can't stand you. And just when his complaints and reprimands were getting old, the news came that Shuri had built an empire, was living among the humans, and that she was diligently praying to the primeval gods, hoping to find a way to bring Jambavana back to life. Do you think Shuri left the clan to stay with God Vishnu, thinking that the past can be undone with his help? Who knows? Maybe she did in the past. Do you think she'd tell me if I asked? I'd rather you didn't. You'd only be reopening old wounds. That child has moved on and found peace in her mind. There's no need to trouble her all over again. My king, even Shuri is a child to you. Of course, everyone is a child. To us, since the very beginning of time. That's how it was. The king had gotten used to taking a nap by himself. For what purpose do you sleep? He asked. He was asked, not he asked. And he answered in a whispering murmur, almost as if he was talking in his sleep. This lifelong wait is quite draining. I'd better help myself with some sleep. I'd better redream of my last dream. To be continued. Right. And that is the end of the Red Fox and Black Bear. I hope you all enjoyed. That was a nice little spin-off. It establishes, you know, why Shuri and Yaksha are kind of the way they are. Or at least one of the reasons for why they are the way that they are. It was sweet. It was nice. I like that. It was a good set of spin-offs. It was wholesome. Tragic, but all around kind of wholesome. Is how I'd describe it. Well, with that out of the way, leave a like, comment, sub, share the video around, usual YouTube stuff, notification bell, and with that out of the way, I've been on also, you've been you. Time for another video. Ta-ta. For now.